Half man, half woman.
It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
All right, y'all. It is 7 minutes after the hour. Y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Gary got the tea and the clue of the day. Gary.
Good morning, Rickey. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Thursday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. There is some more news breaking out regarding the Wendy Williams, y'all. And they're saying this is very much so heartbreaking, honey. And y'all just have to hear this. Now, they're saying that Wendy Williams, her friends, are very concerned and troubled after Wendy Williams, honey, dropped the NSFW comments in another disturbing interview. Now, they're saying her friends and fans are concerned, honey, after the troubled host dropped not suitable for work comments, honey, in yet another disturbing interview. Now, sources close to the former Queen of Daytime Express, y'all, that Wendy, she just had some disturbing things in the interview, which they said she repeatedly said that she wants to have sex. Now, they're saying people close to Wendy Williams are concerned after she repeatedly said that she wanted to have sex, and that's not what the word she said, but I'm just paraphrasing, in an interview. Now, they're saying, honey, that Wendy said, quote, if I don't do anything else, including a podcast, including restaurant, she said, I want to fall in love. She said, I want to have sex. She said, a lot of girls that are 5700 don't care about it. She said, but excuse me. She said, I'm gorgeous. And she said, can I have sex? And they said one source close to Wendy called the interview heartbreaking. Now, they're saying that the insider revealed that despite, honey, her consistent talk about her other passion project, honey, a potential podcast, there's still no details, y'all. Now, listen to this, honey. They're saying there are no deals, honey, in place, and major podcast carriers have passed on working with Wendy. Now, they're saying one insider said that these interviews are just heartbreaking, and she still doesn't have a podcast deal. They're saying most big companies have passed. They don't want her drama, and no one believes that she will do the work every day. Now, they're also saying that the source said that there isn't a lot of faith in her management right now. They're saying she's troubled, and her team is unprofessional. They don't have much experience in the podcast world, and they aren't keenly aware of the landscape. So this is sad, y'all. I mean, it's very disturbing, honey, because you would think, honey, that a person of her magnitude, a person of Wendy Williams, all this stuff would be in place, but they're saying that it's just not. They say they can't see her being able to put on a podcast. They say it's weird, even though she's being put out there for these interviews. They're saying those interviews are disturbing, and it's just become clear that she isn't ready, unquote.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to definitely got to keep Wendy lifted up in prayer, because this is a very sad situation.
And I hope that she find the love that she deserves, because,
yes,
you know, we are human beings, and we are put on this earth to love, be fruitful, and multiply. And I'm sure there's guys out there that would love to have and be in a relationship and have sex.
And I kind of feel sorry for her, because she's in a tough spot, because once you get older, you settle, you have your ways, and then with that level of celebrity, you got to be really, cautious about who you let into your space.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, she said she wants somebody, so I think, honey,
you gotta keep distance, at least a foot.
Yeah,
wait a minute.
But anyway,
wait a minute, Brett.
So, moving on, child. In other celebrity news, y'all, speaking of Wendy Williams, y'all, this is a very sad story too, y'all. It's being reported, y'all, that Nick Cannon refused to speak out for the Sherri Shepherd show. They said Nick Cannon said he was not going to vouch for it. He said because he and Wendy Williams are good friends. He said Wendy Williams stood by his side during thick and thin. And he said, honey, that Delmar Mercury wanted him to speak out, wanted to say something good about the Sherri Shepherd show. He said he couldn't do it. He said he just couldn't.
Why?
He said because they friends. He said because him and Wendy friends.
And Sherri has nothing against Wendy at all.
No.
She can't help that she was offered a show. Should she have turned it down?
Exactly. So, but I mean, is it that kind of friendship though? Do y'all have that kind of friendship? Well, cause look like they both was friends. Cause hell, Sherri was on Nick's show.
And Nick actually hosted some of Wendy's show when she didn't,
Yep. So that's
then
why
he got his own show, so he couldn't do her show. But his show wasn't successful and didn't get picked up again. So now he can't speak on other shows.
He said he wasn't speaking on. He said because he has an allegiance to Wendy, so he said he was not going to speak on Sherri's show.
But he makes it like Sherri and Wendy have issues.
Exactly.
Like Sherri has no issues with anybody. She's just grateful to have a show.
And then to top that off, he also said, honey, he wasn't doing it because Delmar Mercury fired him.
Well, now I get that part.
That makes sense.
Now that makes sense.
How that makes sense?
Because he ain't doing nothing for them because he mad at them because they fired him. And he probably felt like he didn't deserve to get fired.
Yeah, because he said he only did the show for only 6 months. He said the way they did him, no, he wasn't going to speak out for Sherri Shepherd.
Yeah, he ain't doing them no favor. Now that makes sense.
Yeah. So, Rickey, what you think? How would you do that?
I agree with Brett or whatever, but yeah, it had nothing to do with, I don't think, Sherri Shepherd personally, because you just don't turn down no gig. You know what I'm saying? If somebody say, hey, you go, and do you want the opportunity? We all want an opportunity, to feed our families or whatever.
Yeah.
Wendy had her issues. Now, if they would have been racist against Wendy and did a lot of stuff against Wendy, she didn't have all the issues that she had to the point where she had to leave. That's one thing. But if they just did her wrong and did her dirty just out of nowhere, then nobody wants to be in that spot.
They just care about the ratings, and they care about they show, whatever show they got, doing good.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to even help the person, because Nick's show was a good show to me. I loved the way it looked, but whatever they felt like he needed to do, I'm sure if they had a conversation, he would have did it to better his show. But they just let him go. That's not fair.
What they did was they banked on Nick's show coming on after Wendy's show. They thought that the ratings from Wendy's show was going to carry on the Nick's show, and they said it didn't happen. And
it may have had Wendy still been there.
Yeah, and they bet with Fox about how they were going to do, because they let the real go. And it was just a big mess. But these TV show things are just a big mess.
And what is the color?
The color today, honey, is splat. On the high end, you say splat, and on the low end, you just say beautiful or rare colors. And I'm giving this to you, Ricky. This is beautiful. That's a beautiful splat outfit.
It sure damn is. It's called True Religion.
Well, but honey,
when the last time you been in there?
that's gonna
y'all
go, too.
giving up a girl with a team.
coming